properties to be built in backyards and things like that. And even though it may bring in more money, it seems like it will bring down the standard of living.
Okay, I understand what she's talking about, a proposed change to the comprehensive plan. But that is a part, you have to change the comprehensive plan to implement zoning changes. You cannot make zoning changes without amending the city's comprehensive plan, okay? So, the answer to your question is, that is a matter that should be addressed with the Council of the District of Columbia. If there is a concern about that matter, that's a matter that's under the purview of the Council of the District of Columbia Committee of the Whole. Okay?
It is an economic development too, right?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily not.
No. For this particular lesson, no. Zoning laws do play a part in economic development, yes. Housing laws do play a role in economic development, absolutely yes. Planning is the critical element of positive economic development, yes. The particular laws that you are speaking to, the particular proposals, can be addressed within the Council of the District of Columbia. That's what I'm saying. Okay? All right. May I move on? All right. Recognition of local products and services. A successful economy of economic development occurs when local produced goods and services are consumed locally. Let me say that another way. You determine the health of your economy and your community based on how many times a dollar in your community turns over in that community and how many of your dollars stay in that community. Is that breaking it down simple enough? Have you all ever heard the term leakage? Leakage means disposable income not being spent in the jurisdiction in which that income is earned. God bless you. Disposable income being spent in jurisdictions that are not the jurisdictions that generate those dollars. Leakage. How much leakage is the District of Columbia suffering today? Annually, our estimates are that approximately $1 billion of expendable income are spent in other jurisdictions in the metropolitan area and not in D.C. Let me break that down first. At the first of the month, I went over to the Magic Johnson Theater. There's a subway station there, the Largo subway station, blue line, end of the line. I watched for 2 hours, strollers, women with children, men and women getting off that subway, coming into the Magic Johnson Theater area, the Capitol Boulevard Center, going through children's clothing stores, restaurants, shoe stores, men's shoe stores, the DSW. They were going to restaurants, and Lord have mercy, if you go to the Magic Johnson Theater, you can call classroom roll of all the DC public schools. Those are our dollars. Same thing. If you go to the Prince George's Plaza and stand at that subway exit, you will watch District of Columbia residents getting off that subway to go into that shopping center to spend their expendable income. If you go to the Walmart, one exit up for 410, and look at the tags in that Walmart parking lot, you will be amazed at the number of DC tags that are at that Walmart. If you go to the Safeway right up East Capitol Street and look in that parking lot, you will be amazed at the number of DC tags at that Safeway just across the board. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call leakage. Okay? Why am I speaking about that? Because again, the protection against economic downturn, again, goes back to how many times the dollar stays in your community and turns over and over and over. Averaging, if you're good, you should average a dollar turning over 6 times in your community before it leaves. So if I get my paycheck today and I go straight to PG County and spend it, how many times has my dollar turned over in the district? None. How much taxable income has the district earned off of my disposable income? None. So what's in this for district when our residents spend dollars outside our community? None. None. Now, let me do this. Again, talking about quality of life and protection of the economy. Everybody that has a car, raise your hand. What's the number one investment you have to do when you own a vehicle? Get it repaired, not if, but when it breaks down. Now, of those of you that raise your hands, how many of you get your cars repaired in the District of Columbia or in Ward 7? In Ward 7, raise your hand, I want to see. One person gets their cars fixed in Ward 7. Now, how many of you wear clothes? Raise your hand. All right, now, how many of you purchase your clothing in Ward 7? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Men, how many of you own a suit? Raise your hand. Now, keep the hands up. Everybody that bought or buys their men's suits in Ward 7, keep your hands up. Men, how many men own and pay for shoes? Raise your hand. Men, those of us that purchase our shoes in Ward 7, keep your hand up. Leakage, Shoe City. If you wear dress shoes to Sunday church, you cannot purchase them in Shoe City. A thing that men know, if you buy cheap Chinese-made shoes and wear them to church, you get coins. They become very painful. Men have to spend money on shoes because your feet will hurt with cheap shoes. Can I get an amen from the brother?